The Fall 2021 Graduation Recognition Ceremony of Ohio University Southern will now begin. Will everyone please remain standing for the invocation and the pledge to the flag by graduating student Tori Cantor, as well as the national anthem.
Please bow your heads for the invitation. On this day of celebration, let us be thankful for its blessings and opportunities and for its challenges. We pray for the strength and wisdom to use each day in service to our families and to our communities. May we find inside ourselves the grace that resides in the enduring values of our culture. May we become productive citizens and stewards of the earth. Amen. Please join with me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. My apologies. Good evening. My name is Vincenzo Frasola, and as an alumnus of Ohio University, I am honored to be here this evening. It is a privilege as well as a pleasure to join you tonight to celebrate your graduation. Not too long ago, I earned my MBA, Masters of Business Administration, here from Ohio University in 2010. And now I serve on the Ohio University Southern Coordinating Council. I would like to extend a warm welcome to friends and family of Ohio University Southern and the graduating class of 2021 on this glorious December day, the most propitious evening we have. Our first graduation recognition ceremony here on Southern in 1981, we honored 46 total graduates. This evening, we celebrate the successful completion the 2021 summer and fall semesters. I'm pleased to announce that there are 76 Southern students that have completed their studies and will earn their degrees from Ohio University. They total 39 associate's degrees, 37 bachelor's degrees, and 2 master's degrees. Today we have 19 graduates participating. All of the names of the graduates being recognized are in the program, and those who have been named top students in their respective area of studies have been identified, and those who have attained Latin honors can be identified more so by the braided cords that they have draped around their shoulders. The gold represents summa cum laude, the silver cord is magna cum laude, and the bronze is cum laude. At this time, I would like to recognize specific individuals who will be participating in this program, so please hold your applause until the end. First, I'd like to recognize Dr. Nicole Pennington, the Dean of Ohio University Southern and a presiding officer today. Dr. Salome Naromale, the Associate Dean. Dr. Deborah Marinsky, Faculty Coordinator. And our Tori Cantor, the Student Representative, who recently named one of Ohio University's outstanding graduates. And Robert Pleasant, the Associate Director of Student Resource Commons. I'd also like to have the members of the staff and administration rise, as well as all of the distinguished faculty who are present today. Please rise and join me to recognize them all with applause. Just like the graduates, they too have labored long and hard hours to get to this point. Finally, I'd like to commend the facilities management crew for the physical arrangements here on campus in the Collins Center and Bowman Auditorium. Ohio University's Southern Commitment began serving Southeast Ohio in 1956, and this year we celebrate the 65th anniversary of that momentous achievement. Holding its classes first in the Ironton High School for the cadet teachers, the education needs grew through the 70s and continued to grow into the 80s, and the first Southern campus building here was completed in 1985, over 35 years. We now have 4 academic buildings located on the Southern campus here, and a Proctorville Center located in Proctorville not too far away, and we're very proud of that history, and we look forward to the new and exciting opportunities here in the future. That being your future, the graduates today, it starts now. From the countless hours and days and weeks and months and years that you've dedicated to your studies, to graduate today, to be an alumni and a leader tomorrow, my sincere congratulations to all of you this evening and on your journeys in life. It is now my distinct honor and privilege to turn the podium over to my good friend, Dr. Nicole Pennington, Dean of Ohio University Southern.
I get to take this off for a minute. Good evening, and welcome to Ohio University Southern's Fall Graduation Recognition Ceremony. It is an honor to stand before you and participate in this very special event as we get to acknowledge and congratulate the success of our 2020 and 2021 graduating classes. At this time, I would like to turn the podium over to Dr. Deborah Marinsky.
Good evening, everyone. What a joy it is to be together again, celebrating all of our graduates, even if we do have to wear these masks. And I am honored to represent the faculty of Ohio University Southern in congratulating each and every one of you on your graduation. So my office is over in the Dingus building, right across from where all of the students were gathering before the ceremony. And when I walked out of my office about 45 minutes ago, I saw a group of young women dressed in their caps and their gowns, and they were congratulating each other. They were complimenting each other with expressions of just pure happiness and excitement on their faces, especially when one of them said, "We did it." I thought to myself, that's it. That's why we, the faculty, do what we do. And that's why we're here tonight, to celebrate each of you. There is no greater sense of professional pride and happiness than watching all of you celebrate your success tonight with your friends and your family here, knowing how hard each of you have worked and under some pretty trying circumstances over the last couple of years, knowing that you persisted and you did not give up, knowing that you are prepared for your chosen careers, knowing that you all did it and you are graduates. We are so incredibly proud of you, and we are so excited for your futures. So again, congratulations and good luck.
I have the honor of presenting the Spirit of Southern Award tonight. The Spirit of Southern Award is presented to a graduating student who has demonstrated not only academic success, but also distinction in involvement and contributions to the campus and community as a whole. The dictionary says that the word spirit or spirited means full of energy, animation, or courage. The student receiving this award has met all this criteria. She's vice president of the Education Club, participated in numerous campus events, such as setting up a hot chocolate bar in the rotunda when it was cold, giving away snow cones during Welcome Week when it was hot, and also participating in community events like the backpack giveaway that's held downtown Ironton. I'm very pleased to present this award to one of my girls, Brooke Kelly.
So I want to take this opportunity to once again welcome you to this special graduation recognition ceremony. As we celebrate Ohio University Southern's 65th anniversary, the podium that I'm standing at, the building which we're gathered in truth, the Southern campus as we know it today would not exist if it weren't for the efforts of one individual. This individual, with the encouragement of a family friend, submitted his application to Ohio University and began his career in education. First as a student at what used to be the Ironton branch, and eventually earned a PhD in higher education administration from Ohio University in 1990. The encouragement that he received and the success he experienced grew into a passion to see others earn their college degrees. So over the years, it has never been unusual to hear stories about him recruiting students while he was at the gas station, the grocery store, the local discount store, or other locations in our community. When he began his career as the director of the Ironton branch in 1976, later to become the first dean of the Southern campus, his passion for education and bringing the opportunity to earn a college degree to residents of Lawrence County and the tri-state area, it led him to work tirelessly for a permanent campus in Ironton. In 1978, the Ohio legislature passed a special bill designating the Ironton location as an official Ohio University branch, the only campus in our regional system to receive such a designation. And in the years to follow, he would continue to work with the university, legislators, business leaders, members of the Southern Campus Coordinating Council, and community leaders and residents to fight for a permanent facility in Ironton. His efforts and determination and the cooperation of others led not to just one permanent facility, but 4 permanent structures that we proudly refer to as the Ohio University Southern Campus. And for those who know him well, you will often hear him ask, "What's the good word?" And the good word this evening is that I have the privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for tonight's ceremony, Dr. Bill Dingus. Please join me in welcoming Ohio University Southern's first dean, Dr. Bill Dingus.
Two good words. One, I could take it off for a few minutes. And the second good word is that Dean Nicole Pennington is a great dean and a great friend to me and to the university. And 3 is that I count it a real privilege to be here this evening. It's for 20 years or so, we had the position she sits in recognizing you. And let me tell you, never any time during those 20 years of seeing the students I served as dean was I more proud than when I see here tonight. Truly, it is quite an honor to hear the great things that are going on, hearing from the faculty as we were gathering, and so proud of what you have done, what you've accomplished. So indeed, it's a privilege to be with you this evening. Somewhere I brought a pair of glasses. The lighting is less than good, and something happens when you get to be 75. You have a tendency to have vision problems. So if you'll excuse me momentarily here to... But anyway, I do thank you. And in turn, I see the graduates, and I know that you're proud of what you're doing, and you deserve tremendous credit. The era you've gone through have been pace-setting, unbelievable. Things that I never had dreamed of in the having to move to virtual learning and having to postpone graduations and having to do things that you've tolerated, you've succeeded through all that, and you've sacrificed to make it happen. But in addition to you making major sacrifices, I'd love to have your loved ones, those that are here to honor you, to allow us, faculty and staff and graduates, to recognize those loved ones who have sacrificed equally to make your trip possible, with the families, the parents, the spouses, the loved ones who are sharing these. Please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you. It is sacrifice for all when the work you go through. So we do appreciate that. And you know, the graduates just really don't understand even this ceremony. For many of you, this is your graduation. We accept that. It's and your campus has a distinction of many things. And one thing you have a distinction of at the Southern campus is to have actually been a true Ohio University graduation. Many years ago, our director of training, Patrick Bell, he learned a good lesson. Something that I'm hoping you will take from it is you be very cautious about deadlines and dates. And he, by one day, came to me and said, "Bill, I missed applying for graduation." Well, let me tell you, there's many dates in the calendar, but that is one that's sacred. There is nothing you do but trying to help a true part of the Ohio University family, of which you will be after tonight. The President, Bob Glidden, President Robert Glidden was going to be our speaker that year, and a couple weeks before the ceremony, he said, "Bill, is there anything special that I should say?" Well, I say, "Well, President Glidden, one of my team members is in a bad dilemma, and maybe you can help." So I shared the story with Patrick. And in his loving way, in his commitment to the students, to the university, he arrived for the recognition ceremony carrying the Ohio University mace, which has been taken from Cutler Hall, and he carried it with him and carried it and leading the ceremony and dedicating it as a true graduation ceremony, and hooded the Dr. Patrick V. Bell as PhD from Ohio University in your ceremony. So this ceremony has some interesting pieces that makes it a much more distinctive than just being a recognition ceremony. It truly, in sometimes can be the equivalent of a graduation. So I commend you, and I share that. And of course, from that you can take a lot of stories. Be really careful about deadlines and dates and being punctual, and also to be tolerant when people even make mistakes, you know, and try to help them out of bad spots, as which President Glidden did. You know, this evening, as I say, it is fulfilling a goal. You have overcome challenges that I could only fathom. Going to virtual types of courses and the strife on the faculty and the strife on you and learning new things together and your accomplishments after those many years, you know, the sacrifice by your loved ones in those times, because there again, many of you may not have had broadband in your home and so on. So I saw people sitting out in the parking lot when the dean opened up this campus as a hot spot to help support not only you, but the whole area. I mean, those are the kinds of things that you really need to be, you know, you're really reaching success. But I don't want you to see this as your total capstone of your education. I want you to see this as your foundation building block toward more education, both traditional academic education and also education that is much more earth-based, much more community-based. You know, so for a few of you, when you look at this accomplishment, it started decades ago, when your parents were graduates at Ohio University. What you don't realize, statistics, the fact that you are a graduate, there is a 75% likelihood that your children will be graduates. So as your parents graduated, many of them were thinking, you know, my child needs to do this as well, and moved on. So I commend you for that reason. Some of you, you come from a long lineage of graduates, and to you I commend. But also to those first-time graduates of their family, you're changing the whole opportunities for your family, your offsprings, and your other family members. So, as I said, keep in mind that your accomplishment here is more than the tangible thing you're seeing today. It will be things that you will see over the decades ahead from today. And, you know, as you leave here, I want you to think about being more persistent. You know, when you look at Milton Berle, you know, he always loved to say, if opportunity doesn't knock, then build a door. And I think that's the kind of a thing that opportunity you make happen. It comes through hard work. It comes through persistence. And I think that what you have gone through over these particularly these last 2 years, but even your whole career, shows that you have that in you. You have that dedication, that commitment, that persistence. And, you know, I applaud you for that. But I do plead that you do not look at this as being your capstone, but only as a start, a thrust into the new future. And as part of that future, the fact that you are a graduate, there's a likelihood that you will be making double the lifetime income of those non-college participants. I mean, it really, the facts are there now. I'm not sure because it's your graduate or because you're the person that you are, that you're committed, that you're a hard worker, that you are persistent. So whatever brought you to this point, I think because of this, your future is much, much, much brighter for you, your children, your extended families, even friends that respect you, saying, you know, if Julie can do it, I can do it, and so on. So I do think that. Henry David Thoreau said, you know, it's not what you look at that matters, but what you see. And I think that is the perception that I want you to start thinking about your future, is not being concerned about it, but to see a bright fruit. Realize that today you're making a great accomplishment, but you'll be seen differently. And it's more important that you see yourself different. I mean, this milestone, this accomplishment is a true difference. It makes, you know, so I challenge you to see yourself in a different light than the past. I challenge you to equip yourself to be different. I challenge you to, this year, before the end of 2021, that you get your passport if you don't have one. And over the passports are good for 10 years, and the next decade, I would make my personal goal to use that passport regularly every year. With family members, with friends. You may drive up to Toronto and visit the wineries or participate or be a attender of some of the soccer games soccer is real in Toronto. It is real. You got to be careful where you sit. Or you may want to grab a cruise, a Baltic cruise, and visit 7 nations in a week for $1,000. It is a world of opportunity, but start locking yourself in and further equip yourself with being inquisitive. Much of knowledge comes from people who just ask why or how. Why does the High River run north from South Point to Portsmouth? You thought about that? What's cryptocurrency? And how's that going to affect your future? What's happening to the feds and their decisions and talks? How does that reach you at the grocery shelf? These are the kinds of things that you, as a college graduate, are going to be asked by people around you. You'll be viewed differently, and you need to view yourself as being charged to make that difference, to be inquisitive, to work with that type of thing. And whether you're going to be a geologist or a teacher or a preacher or a banker, or whatever it be, a physician. There's, my hope would be that you find a location here and stay in our area. That's a personal hope because, I want so much for our people to grow where they're planted. But at the same time, regardless of what career you pursue, building the knowledge, it becomes an internal process. When you start asking questions and each item that you see, you develop your children to think in those same ways, and you develop your family. But more importantly, you build you a knowledge base that you truly are in charge of your own destiny, and those things makes a difference. So as you pursue those careers, I challenge you to really try to build that knowledge base, because you're in charge of your future. You need to build those doors of opportunity, and like Jack Dempsey always said. Remember old Jack Dempsey is the major boxer. His thing, he always said, a champion is someone who gets up when he can't. And you've been there. You've been there, going through the class, going through this work, going through these kinds of sometimes snow and so on. You've gone through, done things when normally you would have said you couldn't. And I challenge you to accept your success and depend largely on your work ethic, on your persistence, on your positive attitude, your willingness to accept change, to be a problem solver. President Glidden solved the problem. Even though someone was wrong, he helped solve their problem. And I think that you'll be in positions to do that. And I think you need to always think of the old adage that if it is to be, it is up to me. I can't look over my shoulder and say, well, why didn't he do it or she do it? You're now the respected person within your community, and that adage will need to lay heavy on your shoulder, that you think deeply about those kinds of things. And, and undergird your journey with that knowledge we spoke about, building those kinds of things. And believe me, each of those items that I mentioned there and 1,000 more will become very, very important as life goes on. So do think of that and see new possibilities for the future. Sometimes the possibilities are embedded in your past. So kind of analyze your past. Were there things there in my past that I did or I enjoyed that I really could take and I could nurture and develop and so on? So always keep examining your past and to do that and to embrace opportunities, be ready for them. You know, in many graduate recognitions, you'll hear people, now you go out and get a good job. Well, you know, I challenge you to go out and create good jobs. I'd love for you to think of ways to do things differently, to embrace entrepreneurialism, to lead to the top of an organization where you can create jobs, you can make things happen. So I do ask that you think of yourself in that characteristic or in that direction. And as you look forward, keep in mind that you're really now part of the Ohio University family. And, you know, whether you're an endeared family member or an estranged family member will depend on you. OU's arms are always open, and it has always been for me after I graduated and later as I become an employee, but they're always open for you, for activities. So the amount of your embracement by Ohio University will be the amount of embracement of you for Ohio University. You're going to be in positions to offer opportunities for students to grow just like you. You'll be able to give consultantships. You'll be able to come and lecture. Some of you are experts in areas that you don't even realize. You may be a woodworker. You may be things that's nothing dealing with but give back. You know, give back to society and always be quick to volunteer and have an open arms to help the university. And you know, if the dean is needing additional people on the advisory council at Southern Campus, or the university to sit on the Ohio University Board of Trustees. I mean, these are all options and available. And so you need to think of yourself as being ready for those and recognize yourself as truly a part of the Ohio University family, a deserving part. What you've gone through, you deserve that position of that family member. You deserve that recognition that you're going to be given. People will ask you little questions, friends that really think you know everything, you know, because you're now a college graduate. So prove them right by really being deep thinking and examining types of knowledge. So you know, and in closing, I want to really congratulate you and always remember Helen Keller always said, you know, keep your face on the sun and you'll never have to see a shadow. So thank you for me. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to those who were your partner through this experience and to those team members who brought you to this day. So congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Dingus, for that wonderful message and for doing everything that you've done so that we can all be here. Much appreciated. And I'm going to say one more thing, because he mentioned that cruise, and he mentioned going out of the country, and I'm going completely off script here, but before you do any of that, you have to get vaccinated and make sure you have your boosters. That's the nurse in me coming out. You forgot that part. And now, candidates, family, and friends of Ohio University Southern, the time has come for us to recognize our graduates.
All right. May the associate degree candidates stand and come forward. Charlie Duncan. Reese Duncan. Robin McClung. Yay. Alisa Messer. Kelsey Oldham. All right. Jasmine Wise, outstanding graduate, associate in applied science, business management technology. All right, be seated. All right. May the baccalaureate degree candidates stand and come forward. All right. Well, Tori Cantor, outstanding graduate, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education. All right. David S. Abrams. Kaylee Bodman. Melissa Defoe. Brooke Elswick. All right. Joseph Gillenwater. Kendra Hannas. Elizabeth Harvey. Hannah Keaton Price. Brooke Kelly, recipient of the Spirit of Southern Award. Carly Pratt, outstanding graduate, Bachelor of Science in Middle Childhood Education. McKinley Sparks. Cynthia Turner. All right. Congratulations, graduates. Please be seated.
Graduates, what you have learned here at Ohio University Southern will resonate throughout your life and as you grow, both professionally and personally. And your experiences will help you navigate the many challenges that you will most certainly encounter in life. Your education is something that no one can take away from you. So use it wisely and never stop learning. And as you begin your new journey, I hope that you remember Ohio University Southern with fond memories. And on behalf of Ohio University Southern, it is an honor to congratulate you and wish you the very best in life and your future careers. So graduates, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to present to you the Ohio University Southern Fall Class of 2021. And if the graduations will remain standing, we will begin the recessional. And compliments of the Ohio University Alumni Association, graduates will receive an Ohio cookie upon exiting the auditorium. Congratulations.